All right, this video is on a 2007 Econoline XLT with AdvanceTrac. AdvanceTrac is chiming and making all kind of noise, and this is the end of the video, but we're putting it in the beginning of the video. I'm assuming it's the end of the video because we think we have finally diagnosed the problem. Now, you might want to stick through the video on how we went through various things and checked out various components, plugs, things like that. Apparently these AdvanceTrac things are vehicles are very sensitive, and they give wacky readings and throw a chime on a dash that's very aggravating and hard to figure out. And ours was doing it, and it still is doing it, but we ordered a cheap Chinese sensor instead of buying a premium sensor, just to see if we could do a process of elimination. If it only costs 14 bucks for this part number right here, this sensor would be for the passenger side of the vehicle, passenger rear, and we have narrowed that down. If you want to figure that out, you can watch the rest of the video. So we're going to attempt to ohm both of them out, the old one that's in there now and the new one, and we just ohmed this one out a few minutes ago, and we got 15 something ohms, if I'm correct.
I think it was 1426 and 1450 something.
It was a different reading, and we remember the driver's side got 15, right around 15 ohms or so.
100, yeah.
Yeah, 1500. If I'm, this is not an exact science, but it did tell us that there was a difference, and the problematic wheel we did discover. So I think what we discovered was a sensor that was on its way out but didn't quite go out until we stumbled upon it to make a video about this of all time. So the timing couldn't have been more annoying and perfect at the same time. But we're going to find out whether or not the sensor made a difference. And so if we post this video, that means this sensor did fix the problem. If you're not, if you don't see this video, obviously you're not seeing the video. It's self-explanatory. So we're gonna show you the chime in the vehicle and what it does. So this is what we're gonna do right now before we even remove the other sensor. So it's 07. Already see.
Service RSC now.
Right. So let me back up a little bit, and it might go on. All right.
Oh, yep, there it is.
All right. So you see it went off, and as soon as I moved, kind of touch and go. Okay, now there's a good spot where it's off. Well, now it moved forward and went back on. The vehicle rolled forward. This is telling me there's a sensor problem. Alright, see? So now we're going to pull that sensor and ohm it out and change it and see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, if you want to know how we came to this conclusion, stick around.
Yeah, if you want to know how we came to this conclusion, stick to the end of the video. Alright, so here's the old one we just took out. Passenger side. Clips in over the top of the rear end. Over the top of the rear end. It'd probably be much easier to take the wheel off, but we did it from the fender well.
With a long, flat screwdriver.
Yeah, with a flat head. This clips to the brake line.
U-bolt, actually.
This does?
That's the U-bolt, and then there's several little brake line clips that go here and here, and then that clips in on the top.
I thought this clipped to the brake line, the rubber brake line.
No, there's clips on the rubber brake line for here and here. That was on the U-bolt itself.
Oh, okay, it was.
It goes click on.
All right. Well,
At least on ours, that's where it was.
Alright, well let's see, hold this. Let's see what kind of ohms we get. And we set the ohms just...
Last time we tried to ohm this out, it was polarized. That makes sense?
Nope.
There we go.
Okay, we got 13.
Low 13s. 13, 18.
See, the other night we were getting 10 if you watched the video, 1050.
Yeah, 11, 10, yeah.
Now let's try it the other direction, which is weird. See, I'm not getting an ohm reading from the other direction. And I'm on it too.
That only reads one way.
Wait, I just got something the other direction.
Now we're lower.
See, that don't make any sense to me.
The other sensor was reading 15.
Right. But the thing that led me to this conclusion is what you need to watch in the video, which was spinning the wheel and getting a light chime. Manually jacking up the vehicle and one wheel at a time, barely off the concrete, and spinning the wheel just a little bit. Each wheel, we previously did the front wheels, and we didn't get a difference. No chime light for the front wheels. Now this sensor
China special.
should read something slightly different. Put it up here and see what we get out of this. Hold this. I don't even know if this thing will plug in the right way. Okay, so we're getting nothing right there. So if we reverse, try it this way.
1420.
What did we get on this one? 13 something?
Uh-huh.
Alright.
And on the driver's side sensor, we got 15.
Yeah, so you see, these things are temperamental and sensitive. Look, we got this clip on here, so obviously this clip's to something. I could swear this clip to the brake line for some reason, but we'll figure it out. And then these clips are on there. Are they necessary? This is the clip to the steel brake line.
We already have those on our other brake line, but we could take the other clips off. And
You leave the other clips and just clip these around it, and let's just go plug it in and see what's up.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so sensor changed out, right?
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed. Hey, look, that shit went out already.
Yeah,
That's good news. Come on, baby. Watch yourself.
Gotcha.
I should have started dinging by now.
Definitely.
Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Go film the old sensor.
Gotcha. Old sensor right here. That's how long it is. It will reads and picks up from right there. Huh. Where ironically there's some kind of mark.
I noticed it only acted up when it got. It only acted up when it got wet outside, when it was moist or humid, or it just rained for 2 days, and we didn't run it for a little while, and it acted up before, and I fumbled and took the plug apart, the engine plug in the video. You can see it later if you watch the whole thing. It also goes through we go through various things like plugs under the hood. We check plugs, different wheels.
Because that did make that shut up at one time, did it not?
Yeah, the plug under the hood did.
Yeah.
For months.
And then all of a sudden.
And then all of a sudden, well, for 2 months straight, and then all of a sudden it came back just as we were going to make a video about AdvanceTrac, and it just so happened to rain 2 days, and I explain later in the video. But so far, so good. Let me back up and drive forward a few times.
Gotcha.
Okay, what can I say? I mean, so far, nothing. Let's let the computer kind of reset. Let's act like we're key out. back in. Give it time to recalculate, do whatever it does. It goes right off. Yeah. ABS and the AdvanceTrac goes, the lights go off at the same time, and no more chiming.
Button's not orange anymore unless you want to click it off.
And the button works, no problem. It's not selecting for me. So this looks like a successful fix, which was just going to be a video based on what I've experienced with AdvanceTrac so far. And
turned into an actual hands-on video.
Turned into a super hands-on video. I mean, I wasn't going to go hands-on initially in the video, and then this thing started chiming on me, trying to make a liar out of me, and now we've discovered that a sensor can slowly go out. And there can be more than one problem as well, like loose connections. This shows you how incredibly sensitive an AdvanceTrac system is. So I guess if somebody's sensor is completely out, it might be hard to even read from an ohm meter.
Yeah, I mean, for all you RV people,
everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's going to be extremely difficult to even be able to detect a bad sensor from an ohm reading. But we did get a difference that night when it was damp. We got 10, and you'll see it later in the video if you watch the whole thing, or you can fast forward through it all. So let this be the intro video, and then we'll go on to the regular video. So we put in the beginning, the end at the beginning for people that don't like to sit through long videos. All right, guys. Thank y'all. All right, here's something I want to talk about. And this is a 2007 Ford Econoline E350. This is the passenger van version. It's XLT, of course, Super Duty. It's a 1-ton passenger vehicle, 12-passenger van. It's not the extended. AdvanceTrac, RSC. This has bugged me because there's very little info out there about it. There's a lot of people trying to diagnose this thing themselves, and all it says really is you got to see the dealer about it. If you got lights and chimes and stuff like that going off on your dashboard, warnings and stuff, and then they go off and then they come back on, or they're on permanently, and you can't figure out what the problem is. Well, in this 07 that we purchased and rebuilt the transmission and all that in and did all this work too, we've pretty much went through that AdvanceTrac and have figured out what are the key components and what causes chimes, dings, and alerts on the dashboard. That damn light, that noise and lights that won't shut up. We've quickly figured out that AdvanceTrac is tied in with the braking system. Okay, so we know that anti-lock and AdvanceTrac are tied together on this Econoline. We thought that there were two different computers, one for the AdvanceTrac and one for the vehicle, but I think the computers seem to be integrated. Some people say they're two separate computers. Some people say they're integrated. Nobody really damn knows. So here's what we've figured out so far. We've figured out how to make ours shut up, and we haven't figured out how to turn it off yet, because we did discover that you really can't turn it off. Now, I'm sure if we want to disable it, we can definitely find a way to disable it. But in the meantime, how can we go through it and find out what the problem is? Let's start. Pause. All right, so 07 AdvanceTrac Econoline. So there's all your lights. Your squiggly little line there for AdvanceTrac, and then you get a ding light sometimes from AdvanceTrac. Now here's what our van was doing, and it didn't happen right away. It only happened after it sat up for a little while. Moisture got involved, or we had problems with the anti-lock brakes, meaning we needed to change the brake pads, or we needed to go through the rotors, or we had some problem with one of the calipers overheating, because when these vans sit up, the calipers like to lock. There are two piston calipers, so one of the pistons will lock in the caliper and cause the brake to heat up and then start causing issues later with chiming and things like that. And you'll know if that happens because you'll put it in drive and the van won't pull forward or backward. It'll essentially have a stuck brake caliper. And usually it's the front brake caliper, and it starts with the driver's side, and then it goes to the passenger side one day, after you've changed the driver's side. You can sometimes push those calipers back with a screwdriver or a really big screwdriver or a pry bar, and then let them rework themselves, and then bleed the old fluid out and put new fluid in, and you can get away with not changing the caliper for a while, basically knocking the crud off the inside of the caliper, the moisture that built up and the corrosion that built up. So you can get away with that. And let's move back to the AdvanceTrac. Like I said, the braking system, the anti-lock system, and the AdvanceTrac are tied together in this vehicle. If one has a problem, the other's going to have a problem. Generally, if the anti-lock braking system has a problem, you will most definitely have a problem with AdvanceTrac. Now, obviously, with these vehicles, they don't like a lot of vibration, so bad tires vibrating down the highway might cause intermediate AdvanceTrac warning lights on the dash. If it has a lot of bass with big speakers and loud noises and stuff like that banging around inside the vehicle, it tells the vehicle that something's wrong. The vehicle's going through some kind of, it's setting off a sensor that's underneath the vehicle, telling this thing that it's on rocky terrain or something like that, and you're having a problem. So it's setting off the AdvanceTrac as well. Now, there is an on and off button on this AdvanceTrac, but it's only good for 20 miles an hour. And this is the on and off button right here. Can you see it? You're filming the on and off button. Okay, so that's off, and that's on. Okay, so we have figured out that turning the AdvanceTrac off, it'll spin the tires all the way up to 20 miles an hour, and then after that, AdvanceTrac will take over automatically. There is no such thing as holding it down on this particular model and shutting it off permanently. You can't just hold that button down and then it cuts off. I know some pickup trucks are equipped with the ability to do that, but not this van. This 07 is not. So, if you are experiencing like we did, and we've already solved this problem, that's why we're making this video. If you are getting notifications, jing, ding, 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 chime, 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 light, check engine, service, AdvanceTrac, and then next minute you're turning the wheel the other way and it quits, or you go over a bump and it goes off, or something like that, or you started it up in the morning and then you drive on the interstate with the light chiming and dinging and doing all that, and then it quits on you all of a sudden and functions properly. That's the problem that we were having, and it bugged us for about 6 to 8 months until we finally got angry enough to do something about it. So what we did was we just went through and eliminated every one of the possible problems. And when I show you what the problem was with this particular vehicle, you're going to say, oh, that makes perfect sense. All right. So obviously you want to cock the wheels. Oh, look, we got a chime there for a second. Did you hear that? All right, so first thing you want to do is cock the wheel all the way. Let me see if I can make it make a chime again.
That was a testing process we were going through for the past 6 months, right?
Yeah,
there.
I know, but I know what the problem is. I mean, we've solved this problem. We just didn't put any grease on it yet. Okay, we need a silicone grease to lock it in. Okay, moisture is a problem with setting off this AdvanceTrac. Moisture is a big problem with it, and I've discovered that living in the South. Okay. So the first thing you obviously want to check, I'll cut it off so you can hear me. Come over here underneath the wheel. Kick the wheel back. Come over here and check the AdvanceTrac line. Come around underneath here.
This line right here?
Yep. Okay, so you want to check your plug right here. Now you can't remove these sensors, these AdvanceTrac sensors, because you can't remove them because, and that's not just the AdvanceTrac, that's also the anti-lock.
The hubs.
They're tied together. Okay, so like I said, AdvanceTrac works off of the anti-lock system. They are one of the same. This plug connector right here for each wheel, you got one on each side of the truck on the front, and then you have one for the rear. So you want to check these plugs. You can pull them off, check them for corrosion and moisture, especially if you live in a high salt water or I'm saying high salted road areas where they were previously salted and they don't, use that anymore or whatever. Look for corrosion up in here. Check these lines, and you can leave the truck running and wiggle these wires and see if it chimes on you. The problem was we were wiggling those wires and we were getting chimes, and then they wouldn't chime anymore, and then we went to the other side and it threw us for a loop, because every time we touched these wires we thought we found where the problem was, and then it wouldn't do it anymore. What I think is happening is we're losing not voltage, but we're losing a signal to the AdvanceTrac.
An ohm signal?
We're dropping only a very minute amount of ohmage, or it's short-circuiting just a little bit. In other words, we're experiencing either a loose connection or a drop in ohms or a rise in ohms. Our values are not staying what they should be, so it's throwing the computer off and sending a check the system warning light. And that's what's been happening. So that was the driver's side wheel. You want to check the passenger side wheel too. And you can see the plug is relatively the same in the same spot. Well, here's the kicker on this particular vehicle. Your AC lines are all right here, and they're throwing water condensation down. And I figured out where the biggest culprit is for this AdvanceTrac. And it like I said, it'll happen after it rains. Sometimes water will run down if this gasket is not properly sealed right. Down under the hood here, sometimes it will fall down and run under here. Sometimes your AC will leak on top, much like on top of the coil packs, and cause a miss, that kind of deal. That's pretty popular. It happens to these vehicles a lot, especially with the 5.4 liter in them. But for the AdvanceTrac purposes only, and the RSC, this culprit right here, this has been the culprit. This has been the problem right here. See, in the past, someone spilled, I guess the previous owner to me, which this is a horrible place for the wiring harness to be, but it's always been here on the 5.4 liters and some of the other V6s and 4.6 liters and stuff like that. The wiring harness for the engine, for all the engine hookups, are pretty much right here, and so is the RSC. As you can see, we still have a little bit of oil residue right here, and that's motor oil residue, by the way. So what happens is, well, what happened to this particular vehicle was someone went to go fill up the oil on this in the past and dumped a bunch of oil down here. Landed on top of here. Over time, that oil seeped in. I guess road grime, dirt, metallic particles of some sorts have made their way in here. And then we've noticed that because of that oil and because of all of that, it screwed up the ohm values, or the values of what's supposed to be read from the PCM to say that there's no AdvanceTrac problem, or there is. So it's screwing with the ohm values right here in these plugs. So what we did was we removed both of these plugs, we unplugged them both, and we soaked them in carburetor cleaner. I think we used
brake cleaner.
Brake cleaner is what we used. We soaked them both sides, the male and the female. And we soaked them both really good. Then we let them sit for a while. Then we soaked them again, and we just kept shaking them out. And there's little rubber gaskets in here, by the way, green gaskets that you put back in. So take those out before they hit the ground and put them to the side. Get a little pocket knife or something, reach in there and pull them out, or a little flathead screwdriver and pull them out and put them up here, let them sit and dry out. And then you can grab another one, the other rubber O-ring, put it up here. They're kind of a corrugated rubber gasket, like looks like it's on your intake gasket. But all they are is gasket seals for this plug, because moisture's not supposed to be in here. And so somehow we figure that either from AC condensation mixed with motor oil and being from 2007, our problem occurred because of all of this caked up buildup and oil and water seepage that got in here. Maybe the oil got in here, maybe the water hit it, and then the oil kept the moisture in instead of locked out. That's all we can figure. I mean, we haven't tried to coat these wires in any kind of substance yet, any kind of grease or anything, and plug them back in together. And I don't really want to do that. I think we need to get some silicone grease and do that with it later. But for now, for the last, I don't know, actually the first time I heard a chime in 6 months, or at least 3 to 4 months since we fixed this problem, was just now. And it only did it for a split second. And I remember doing that one other time, and it's only after it rained. It had already rained for 3 days here.
Moisture is rising up from the ground.
Well, there's a lot of humidity in the air right now. I mean, I can feel the humidity in the air. We're probably at about 90% humidity right now. These are the culprit for us, and that's what we figured out.
This is all, of course, after we figured out that the sensors on the wheels were good.
Well, first of all, you can ohm those out.
Yeah.
You ohm one out and see if the ohms match the other. Then you will do the process of elimination there. After you do that, then you go to all your plug-ins, check for severed wires and things like that. Follow the routing. We followed ours. Ours kind of goes under the chassis and then loops around. We got one that goes down on a frame rail, down on the bottom of the frame, and then loops up under the truck.
That one crosses by the exhaust manifold and goes somewhere up in there like that.
Well, it follows a wiring harness. It tees into a wiring harness right here. Right there. This wiring harness right here. Now, a lot of AC water drips down there. We thought that was the problem, but it wasn't. Those wires are sealed up pretty good. The jackets on them are good. That was not the problem.
Maybe we thought maybe it was the wires running towards the back, going towards the back sensor along the frame rail.
We climbed underneath this truck. We found that really expensive sensor that's underneath this truck. It's kind of mounted to the frame. I mean, maybe you can go underneath there and film some of that stuff if you want.
Yeah, let me check it real
Give
quick.
viewers kind of a look-see. If you need me to move, I can move.
Good enough.
Try to give viewers a pretty good idea of where all this AdvanceTrac junk is, so that if they're having a chiming problem, they can figure it out.
There it is. Right there. That is one of the sensors mounted to the frame.
Is that the big one?
I think so. I think that's like
That is the sensor, right?
it's like it's either an accelerator sensor or a yaw sensor of some sort.
Yaw,
mounted,
meaning side to side.
Yeah, mounted straight to the
Well, I'll tell you
frame.
what. Come film it from this angle. You can hit it straight on and read a part number.
Gotcha. Yeah.
How about over here?
Let me get pause real quick.
Look.
Okay, for the rear of the truck.
You go in the rear? It's right here, man.
And the part number is right there.
You got it?
Uh-huh.
Alright, so you can Google that sensor, figure out what it is, see if we got one on the other side.
Don't think so.
I'm pretty sure we got it.
No, we don't.
See, that is the sensor.
By the spare tire holder.
That is the one that you pay all that money for, right? Now, Ford was really no help. The dealerships were really no help. They always gave me the classic, bring it in, we have to check it out kind of deal. Now, I know for a fact, by looking at prices on these things, that if I would have brought this vehicle into Ford with a chiming light that said I need to service it soon, I need to check it soon, and it was chiming in my ear, and I drove it in like that, I know that Ford would have found, or a service shop, a service dealer would have found a reason to bill the ever-living crap out of me.
Especially for that sensor.
Especially for sensors or needing to change something. And if they're no more experienced than I am in this field, then why would I do that? I'm not saying that there are not people out there that are in the technician world that are more experienced than me. Of course there are. Of course they are. But I went to automotive school as well. Now, do I work on these every single day? Yeah, kind of I do. Especially this particular, year, make, and model type vans, Ford vans, and so on and so forth, the Econolines. So why would I bring it to Ford and let them bill me? And that was my rationalization for letting it go, chiming like that for the longest time, because everything that I looked up said that I was going to spend a lot of money trying to figure this problem out. And then ultimately there were no YouTube explanations for the end of this. I mean, a few guys in trucks had problems with this RCS or this AdvanceTrac, and they have found the problem where the manifold or the wire was severed because they were mud riding, or they had altered the truck in some kind of way or something like that.
But their AdvanceTrac systems are a little bit different from this one.
A little bit. This one I think has a little bit less involved. Less computerized. It is integrated, I think, with the master computer. So, you know, with Ford's PCM, this particular PCM, this is why they changed, I think, the style of PCM and the way that the PCM plugs in as opposed to the older models. And I have 2 models to compare it to. Actually, 3 models to compare it to. One I just can't get to right now at the moment. It's a different location. So what I think is that we've solved this problem, and it's in that front plug. And I wouldn't be shy to say that problem probably in most of these vans, if the light is not constantly on, chiming, and never quits, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if that's where most of the problem and the weak point is right there up there in that front wiring harness, which is on the front of the engine right there. That's right underneath the oil cap and the AC condensation lines, the cold side of the AC line. So that is really a bad spot to have that kind of wiring, and especially if that wiring is that sensitive. If the ohmage and the values are that sensitive for AdvanceTrac, then it reminds me of working on a Toyota, where everything sets off the check engine light. Toyota is the master of check engine lights. I mean, if there was a chief complaint about Toyota, it would be a check engine light repair kit. Basically, just a cardboard cutout or something you put over the damn gauge cluster so that you could fix that problem. But anyway, that is kind of, pause that for a minute. So that is the consensus on the Econoline, at least the 2007 edition of AdvanceTrac. And I understand going all the way up, as far as they've made the AdvanceTrac on these, they're basically the same. I mean, you got your tie-in where it ties in right there to your
ABS system.
Yeah. Why am I forgetting to say ABS so quickly? Maybe because I want to eliminate ABS on all my vehicles. I can't stand ABS. But anyway, nobody likes that clicking sound when they pull off the road quickly into some wet grass or something. I would love a manual control brake system the way we used to have it in the old days, because we were able to control the vehicle a lot better than anti-locks. I hear on some police cruisers and police vehicles they disable that stuff because they need to be able to stop much faster. But I don't know to what truth that is. But we even got to the point where, listen, that dash gauge chime was going off, and I would just come up here and touch something and it would stop. And we're like, why does this have something to do with it? And we were to that point. We were to the point where I was wiggling wires down here, doing the old-fashioned wiggle wire test. I was wiggling wires here, and AdvanceTrac it would quit making noise. And I was doing this, and then I was grabbing
resetting the PCM under here.
I was resetting the PCM. It would come back on shortly after. I was wiggling the connections here for the computer. By the way, this is where your computer is changed out. If you don't know, you pull it out, push it back in, change it. We did not know what the problem was. I mean, we thought I'd wiggle this, it would quit. We're like, what the hell? We would turn the wheel one way and it would stop. What was happening is the van was sensing a tap just enough to stop the bad connection or the shortage of ohms, or the too many ohms that whatever was receiving in these plugs right here. And I'm going to take a guess and say it was this plug right here. Not this one. This one.
After cleaning them out with brake fluid, it stopped.
That's right. And so, but you can't plug them in right away because brake parts cleaner draws moisture. Ether draws moisture. Carburetor cleaner draws moisture. All that stuff draws moisture in. So you can't just go plug them in right after. You have to let them air dry or blow dry them out with a blow dryer, or get them hot some kind of way. And then after we did that and we plugged them in, we had no problems anymore. Let's start this thing up and see if we get it to chime, since all that has been done, since we had all this moisture out here. Now if it chimes again like this, we're going to get some silicone grease and take care of that once and for all. But like I said, 3-4 months ago when we solved this issue, we drove the heck out of this van and had no problems. I'll be damned. You think maybe it's because I touched that wire?
It could have been.
Watch this. Saw that? Mm-hmm. It stopped. AdvanceTrac on. I'm going to say that plug has moisture in it again.
Would that mean that little rubber gasket...
See, and it throws you for a loop because you think because the steering wheel is in that position and you're moving those anti-lock wires like this, that's a problem. And in some cases it will be a problem.
Do you think that rubber in those plugs is bad and that's what's letting the moisture in?
Possibly. Possibly, but I'm getting ready to cake those wires. Let me try the brakes. Sometimes the brakes will set it off. See, I threw it in reverse and the vehicle moved a little bit.
Yep. It shifted the vehicle.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned. The second we come to make a video about this, it actually gives us a problem. Couldn't have found better timing. Watch out.
Okay. And then it stops. Then it starts again.
Which begs the question, service engine soon goes off automatically on its own.
There's lots of technicians speak out there about, well, if it's this light and this light combined, then it means that it's in this system. But then, of course, another technician will come up and say, well, that system also includes what you're talking about. And then that just complicates the matter further.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Pull that air breather off. Yep. Just that thing. Watch your hands on the fan and wiggle those wires. Just those two at the front. Well, shut up for a minute. That just means it's giving me an annoying break for a minute. It's going to come back on and chime again in my face. Well, it shut the chime off, but you didn't do that. It did it because it's set to shut up for a little while, and then it's going to come back on and aggravate me.
So it's in permanent mode.
Yeah, it's in the permanent chime mode. The only thing I can do at this point is reset it and see if it shuts up now that you wiggled it. See if the ABS and all stays on. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't have made a video about this. Then I wouldn't have this problem. Wait, did you just wiggle it? Look, and then off shows up at the same time. See that? Watch. And it's like You know what? Wiggle those wires. Start with that wheel. I know we've been through this 1,000 times, but do it anyway. The plug.
Yeah.
Alright, go to the other side. Okay, no problem. Nope. Still. It just still didn't go off. That just means the chime gave me a break from the headache. I'll tell you what, this is where the problem is. Watch this. Come over here. This moisture crap. Here, hold this. So what did you do with this? You just moved this?
Move them around a lot. Both of them.
Yeah, well, you don't need to do it a lot. Just let me move this shit out of the way. Alright, watch this. You don't have to film all that up, just right here. Alright, so this big plug here. I think this is a pull out plug. Yeah, that's where it used to clip onto the dealio. Alright, that's unsnapped. Pull. Okay. You see that green gasket deep in there? You see that? So
Yeah.
it's a little thin green gasket.
Yep.
Okay. And if you look close, see, these were soaked in oil before. But I can bet you, if I plug these back in, okay. See, that gasket was giving me a problem plugging it back in. I mean, it was fitting really tight. Okay. That's that, right? Let's get this off. Okay. Fine. Put that one down there. We'll say this one was meant to sit right here, right? Look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on that clip.
Okay, well look, now it's back on its clip. And then this one is press down right in the back here, look. Right. And unplug.
Green gasket.
Right. And look, in there. Let's plug it back in. Let's see if this thing sat, because it did sit for, I don't know, about a week or so right here. Let's see if that shut him up.
Filter back on?
Nope, leave it off. And remember, I shut the engine off right in the middle of chime, right?
Right.
I'll be damned. How about when you were under the bag? Did you mess with any wires?
Nope.
Alright. Let's get it to chime. Alright, we're chiming right there, right?
Yeah.
See, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter. I'm shutting it off in the middle of chime, we're going to do something. Alright, so we're back again here. Now we got some carburetor cleaner, or some brake cleaner. Hold on that.
And a blow dryer.
Carburetor cleaner and carbon choke cleaner. What's the difference? These two cans are outdated.
Yep, one's older. That's still got a little bit of it.
Whatever. They're both outdated here.
Very, very old.
Yeah. My mom used to buy these and throw them in the campfire. I'm just kidding. We'll try that at home.
What time was that? Hardy, hard.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
So you doused in the back of them too?
Yeah, because you remember they had oil on the back of them?
Yeah.
Still left over?
Yeah, right. Seeping in from the back of the plug?
Yeah. Yeah, this stuff is crazy. Alright.
That's just to dry it out, right?
Yep. It draws moisture. I'm going to tell you what else is this sensitive. You see a little tiny bit of corrosion on that plug?
Yeah, I see it right there.
See
It's
it?
a little white in the middle
One
of
of
the
that
plug.
pin on that side. You
I
see
think
it?
the camera can see it.
Alright, well, you know what else is this sensitive to moisture? Look on this side. See that?
Oh, yeah, I see that too, the white.
Yep, see that?
What?
I'll tell you what else is this sensitive.
Cooling temperature sensor?
Nope. That damn right here.
Ah, mass airflow.
If you get any water in that mass airflow sensor plug, no, the plug that's underneath it,
Ah, the one underneath.
the one underneath that goes to the mass airflow sensor at all, your vehicle will run, shut down, start up again, run, shut down. You won't know what the hell the problem is.
That was on the other van.
All it takes is a little bit of moisture.
That stuff's still coming out.
Yeah.
I saw some stuff still coming out of it when you're tapping it.
Yeah, carburetor cleaner. I know.
It'll evaporate immediately.
It draws moisture. Yeah. See the moisture it drew?
Yeah, on the bottom side of the plug.
Yeah, see that? It's all moisture.
Yeah.
So, you get it hot. The gasket cylinder.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing one of these plugs at a time. Why?
Keep the other one open, it'll just draw more moisture in, right?
No, because I can figure out which one of the hell was the damn problem.
Oh, yeah, true.
You know those guys who start working on their cars and they take like 15 different things apart at once? And they're like, I'm going to take all this apart and then we're going to put it all back together and figure out what the problem is. That is what I don't do. Alright, That's plugged in, right?
Right.
So let's go in and see if we have a difference.
Okay, stay there.
Got a can of carburetor cleaner in the fan?
No, it's on battery.
Still got a problem.
Yeah, because
That off light is on. Okay. Other plug.
With a big fat plug right there.
Yep. All right, that's hooked back up. Okay, stay down. This is the plug that gives me a problem plugging back in because that gasket is funny. It's kind of off.
Binded.
Yeah, it's kind of a swollen gasket. It's kind of binded to one side. It's possible moisture could be getting in because of that. And this could have been a farmer problem that isn't a problem anymore, and it could be actually one of the sensors plugged into the
front
anti-lock sensor in the front. And it could be because we touched that box in the rear, but this used to happen all the time when it rained. And it just so happened to rain for 2 or 3 days straight now. Right?
Mm-hmm. After the big drought.
Well, that hurricane came through for, Florida. And then we got a lot of rain from that. How in the world does this unplug? Is it up or down? I need to memorize this.
Thought you pushed it down somehow.
Well, I just pulled it off. I'm gonna, regardless. Alright, it's down. Look.
Got it. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, push it down. Okay.
Okay. Don't put battery acid on yourself. Alright, well, let's clean this out. Turn that camera off in a minute. Spare people watching this. This back in. See, this one doesn't want to plug in too nicely.
That gasket deep in there?
Yep. Nope, it doesn't want to go. Give me that.
Yep. Maybe it's not seated in its groove.
This gasket never did fit right. Look, see it?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm going to take this gasket out and then I'm going to put it back in. You can cut that off for a minute.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right, so I had to remove the gasket because I couldn't get it to go past the gasket. I don't know why, other than the gasket was torn.
Turns out to be brittle.
Well, it's not just brittle, it's torn. It's right here. So it was, I guess it was binding up, preventing me from pushing the plug in all the way. And I know the gasket was a little chewed up before when we did it, so I think that something's leaking past the gasket, moisture. So let's start it up and see if we have a change in what we already had. And everything out of the way? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never had such a problem with Ford's pain in the ass plugs in my life.
Ford Yoda?
Besides that coil packs.
Right. It's a Ford Yoda.
Still on. Shuts off in reverse whenever you move it a little. Comes on when you move forward. Now what sense does that make?
So now we have a consistent problem?
Almost makes me want to disconnect the computer to this. But wait a minute. So what actually moved? The vehicle rolled, correct?
Right, so that means I guess you would mean the front ABS rotors moved forward and back also, right?
Alright, let's try to go forward a time.
Immediately. And then when you put it back in park, it just kind of stays.
Okay, so maybe we have a new problem now. Not just that plug, because that plug being clean solved the problem for the first couple of, how long?
Months?
Months. Okay.
2 or 3 months.
So why don't we check one of these other plugs and see if it shuts up?
Let's try it.
If not, what do we have?
If it's not any of the plugs, then it's going to be one of the uncommon sensors in the back, or
Like what,
a dirty.
Like a dirty ABS sensor?
Maybe a sensor or...
Rust? On the,
yeah, where it has to pick up.
Where it has to pick up?
Right.
Because it looks like no, take that back. Just because the ABS sensor is reading on a certain line doesn't mean that it's rust. It means it's reading on a certain line. If there's low values somewhere else in the system, it will cause it to do that too.
True, so then that would
Correct?
mean...
It means it would be a complicated Ford specialist problem. It means we would have to be sitting at Ford spending $2,000 and $3,000 to find out what the problem is for a specialist to go through, to figure out what values we've lost through loose connections or short circuits and whatever.
Well, we have the other 2 obvious plugs, the ones that are closest to the ground, right there and on the other side.
Okay, so we have the wheel plugs. We want to see if they have gotten corroded in the past 3 or 4 days sitting in the rain.
We could. It's real easy to find out.
Okay.
Let's get the wheels turned. All right, we're blinking. Yeah, I think the push-in is at the top of it, which kind of makes it hard to remove. Mm-hmm. You got to push it in at the top, use 2 hands to separate it.
You got to pull the top out, huh?
Yeah, you do.
There you go. Right here?
Yeah.
Well, we got any problems in there?
Not necessarily. It's a tiny bit shiny in there, but I don't see any corrosion.
I don't see any water either. I don't know why they would put the plug like this with the lip down. Water could sit in a ledge and run down inside. That's not very friendly.
That's not. Can dangle that in there and plug it back in.
Okay. Zen, did it shut up?
No, it's permanently on now.
You mean it just gave me an intermittent break?
Yeah, I mean, It's in, what would you call it, limp mode? Or
It's in shut up mode until it starts blinking again. Let's go the other way. Pay attention, both the lights are still on.
right. Got it.
You know, it is possible. All we have to do after cleaning those two plugs again is reset the ECM.
There's a very good possibility of that.
And I'm hesitant about doing that because I want to see if any of this solves the problem first. But we've been over this and over it and over it again. So let's go over it again. Why don't you go in there and see if the lights cut out while I'm messing with this?
Gotcha. Nope, still on. Still on.
This one's hard to unplug, huh? Jeez. What does it look like?
It was kind of fine-ish. Shiny again.
They don't look that shiny to me. Some of them look gray.
Yeah, maybe that one does look kind of great. Too calm right there.
We'll plug it back in and see if we can split a connection. How's that? Put it back on its goofy little hanger. Let's see if the thing shut up.
Light's still on.
Okay. Under the back.
Oh, that sensor. I'm gonna wiggle that wire.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Right here.
Hold on. Where's it plug in at?
Right here, along the side.
Yeah?
5 leads. Or sorry, 6 leads.
Yeah, what happens if you unplug that? Send the airbag through the windshield?
I don't know.
I don't care. Unplug it. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Unplugged.
Let me see it. Do we have any moisture? We have corroded plugs? What? What we got? Knock the sand out. Any problems?
No corrosion, no moisture. Pretty good
It
gasket.
looks shiny from here. Is that just the plastic?
I think that is just the plastic. I'm not seeing any moisture on it.
Alright, plug it back in. Goofy ass thing. Snap?
Yep,
Did it snap?
it did snap, yes.
Alright, what's that plug above that? What's that?
It is another plug. It's going to... I don't rightly know, actually. It looks like a conduit.
Leave it alone. Let's go.
Alright.
Trailer here just on. So that's the driver's side vehicle, right?
Yes. I still see the light on from here.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna do the ultimate test. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, this is where the light sits on, right?
Right.
Recording?
Yep. Still see it.
Okay. This is where I'm gonna say that the computer permanently stored an error code.
So,
And
reset.
and whatever loose connection we had, we solved.
So then that would be a PCM reset via the fuse.
That's right. So let's do a PCM reset and then start this thing back up.
Alright. Alright.
So this 30 amp right here?
Yeah, that 30 right there, it's chewed up.
What's this for, the computer?
Uh-huh. Computer and a few other things. But otherwise, it's an easy way to reset your PCM without battery terminal disconnection.
And will that cut my radio connections off?
Well, most radios have an internal storage now, so yeah, that too. Even if you pull the battery, it might keep it. But
Well,
older
that
radios?
was a smart ass answer. Was it yes or a no?
Yes.
Yes, this is a way to do it without resetting my radio.
Yeah.
Good. Damn. Generation C.
Alright, let's see. We need to turn it over a few times.
Oh no, I'm gonna turn the key on and drain the power.
Gotcha.
Fuse. Key. Computer. Don't start without a computer fuse. Hey, that's a good anti-theft fuse to remove.
Yeah, huh?
Alright, so now what? Back in?
Mm-hmm.
What about the keep alive?
Well, the keep alive memory fuse is still in, but
It's attached to this?
it is, yeah, supposed to be attached to that, though, inside the circuit somewhere.
Alright. Well, let's start it up. We put the breather back on, all that?
Uh-huh.
Alright, well, let's see if our lights shut the hell off. What does it need to do? Configure itself?
Yeah. Driving strategies, stuff.
Looks like it's still gonna give me a problem. You asshole.
Now it doesn't even respond to the reverse trick anymore, huh?
Nope. Which tells me that wasn't the problem.
Right. Now the light just stays on. Alright.
I'm not done yet.
So, oh no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the next area.
You think that really cleared the memory? I
think so.
I don't know if it cleared the memory. I don't know if it was long enough.
Alright, we'll try that again. Oh yeah, leave it running.
Yeah, leave it running.
Keep alive memory is still definitely on the same circuit, so it should clear it. As long as power is drained.
No.
Like that.
Who's that? Is there an asshole fuse for that thing?
I think that's actually, I might be wrong about this, but the dash.
I don't think that's the right fuse to clear that.
Alright, hold on 1 second.
Let's go through the fuse list.
Gotcha. Alright, so that orange 40 right there is supposed to be on our van, AdvanceTrac.
Okay, so now what?
So that's AdvanceTrac. It's got no power left to it. Got it.
Still got a blinking dummy.
Oh, of course, because that's in the dash. That's what that means. AdvanceTrac is powered down, so that means the dash is the one that does the blinking.
That didn't make any sense to me.
The dash is configured to output the code and
Right. So where's the keep alive memory at?
Hold on a second. Okay, so PCM keep alive is at 10 amp fuse right there.
Okay. Leave that there. And we'll pull the computer at the same time. So everything. Keep alive and
Keep alive. PCM power relay.
so now they're both removed. And I'm gonna turn ignition over again.
Go ahead.
Please turn it on.
All right. Gonna put it back in for you.
I got it. Let's
All
see.
Alright, here we go. Let's try again.
Look, it's already showing up off. Like there's a problem. I don't like that.
It's behaving as if something's unplugged.
Yes, it is. That doesn't seem right to me. Does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so what was the first plugs we went to?
First plugs we went to were the two ones under there. I think something's just not connecting, period. That was the first one we dealt with.
Yeah,
right
I think there's a problem here. Problem with corrosion or problem with something. Why has this got to give me such a hard time taking off? Okay, look at that.
Huh.
Piece of shit. Look at all that moisture.
Yeah, it is in there. It's all shiny and stuff.
Yeah, look at it. It just goes to show you.
No matter how much.
You think you've cleaned it. Look, down in there, look deep in there. Can you zoom into that?
Right there?
Yeah, zoom
Yeah,
in.
I think it's right
Zoom in.
down there.
Zoom in deeper. See that shit moisture down there?
Yep, I see that.
Dude, this is crap.
Camera does
and
too.
then this thing comes out right here. This little stopper, blockade, little...
Yeah, a little plastic piece there.
It's supposed to go down in here and help seal. That's shit. It's trash the way this is designed. I hate this. Ford, you did a bad job with this. I like Ford, but they did a bad job with this shit.
They made a Toyota design.
Toyotas have better sealing plugs than this, dude.
Oh, I'm talking about the check engine light thing. This is just the AdvanceTrac light.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Just stop that for a minute. Let's pull this.
Gotcha.
Give me the what you call it? Did you stop that? All right. Pull this shit out, right? Okay. We know how it goes in, right? All these plugs are in their places. Is that corrosion in there? Are you recording?
I am right now, yes.
Is that corrosion?
That looks like a little bit of white, kind of sandy material, almost. Yeah, I can see it
Is
on
that
camera.
oxidation?
Yeah, look, you see it on camera here?
Zoom in. I can't see with my eyes, so zoom in on the camera.
See that right there?
That's oxidation, isn't it?
It looks white like it is, yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Okay.
Shit plug.
Alright. We do... How's contact cleaner work?
I got all kinds of stuff. I just don't know what I want to use on it yet. I mean, these are pin plugs. Look at them.
Yeah. So they're easy.
Is this bent? This pin plug? Or is that straight? Looks kind of straight to me, huh?
Looks straight to me too.
It's just discolored. Look,
It is,
it's
yeah.
copper.
Yeah, one's copper, one's silver colored.
Okay. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the biggest thing that we screwed with, right?
Yeah, it's the first one we did. Did
Okay,
a
how
lot of
about
spraying
this?
to it.
Leave that plastic piece out. Let's see with the plastic piece right here if it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Bro, this thing will drive you nuts because it's all electrical. Still got the problem, right?
Yeah.
Shitty plug. I'm gonna dry it a little bit more. Alright, after we blew dry this plug even more, we're putting the gasket and the red separator plate back in, whatever you want to call that doodad. And
definitely looks drier.
yeah, and we also dried this plug down here a little bit more. So we're going to try to plug it back in and see if it makes a difference, and we'll see how temperamental this thing really is. I'm still convinced, no matter what we do, no matter how long this has taken us, that the problem lies somewhere within this area. I'm going to leave that off just like that. Let's see if we start it up and see if we still have that problem. If we do, I'm going after the other plug. Going after the other plug.
Alright.
So we still got this problem. Underneath here we have a steering wheel positioning sensor. It's got like a stainless wheel on it with holes drilled in it that spins down under the dash attached to the steering column, and there's a sensor that reads on that, and it goes around in a circle. So this thing just turned itself off on its own without us doing anything.
Yeah, it's not even stuck in aero mode.
No, it just did it on its own. It just turned itself off for nothing, for no reason. Now it just came back on. Now what happened? Two things happened. The steering wheel was moved to make it come back on. The truck yawed this way and that way just a little bit. That means it shook something this way or that way. Could be this sensor behind the steering wheel, which I doubt. There are other complaints where somebody caught it midway online that we read about, where somebody's got a Class C motorhome, I think, and they had the same problem, and they were getting inaccurate readings, and the Ford dealership told them there was an issue with sensors not being able to read properly, and it cleared itself out on its own, and there was nothing they could do about it. Quote, that's from reading online. So maybe radio interference, but I'm not really pleased with that idea. I think it more or less has something to do with the fact that it rained out and there's moisture somewhere, and the problem got worse when we took those plugs off and tried to clean them. Now it's off completely. The steering wheel's still being turned.
Yeah, it was reading error. It was stuck in its error mode, and then it just took itself out of it.
Now it's back in it. So we're going to shut it off back in its retarded error mode. And we're going to try something else. You can stop there for a minute.
Yes. What was that, aux guard?
Yep, I'm going to try something I probably should not do. But I'm going to do it anyway.
What is that, like a graphite grease?
This is what we use in the electrical field with breakers. This is what we put on the end of a breaker. We're sticking a breaker in a breaker panel.
So it helps with connections, keeps oxidation off the terminals?
Yeah, if you're like, say like you got aluminum and copper where they meet and things like that, you know. But it's an oxidation guard.
But I bet it's got a lot of graphite, so if it jumps between two terminals, then
you got a problem.
Right. As long as you keep it on pins and pins alone, you should be okay, right?
I don't know. If we got a big problem, we'll be spraying this thing out again with carburetor cleaner. Alright.
What else do you think that affects? That whole wiring harness right there.
Well, I'm gonna say this: if one of these pins are delivering a weak ground or a weak hot wire to the system, period, okay, then the slightest interference, like the slightest draw of power or a sensor needs juice or needs ground in some way. What the fuck, dude?
It's not good.
We put this together now because now I'm interrupted because we have an entire neighborhood power outage. Shine a light here. And I don't know why, because it's 3 fucking a.m. I swear the power company is overcharging us by an extra $150 a month. And that's being generous.
It's subpar service.
Where they're shutting our electricity off like this with no storm, nowhere, no reason. And the whole damn neighborhood's off. I mean, the whole
Pitch
damn...
black out here.
And usually, if it was just one side would be on, and the other side would be off. Go that way, look that way.
Nothing.
Nothing. And
Absolutely.
Nothing that way. So it's more than just one substation, because we're in a split right now between 2 separate substations.
That means it's 2.
So what are the odds of me using OxGuard and these idiots having a problem keeping electricity on? I swear these co-op companies that are linked to Canada are causing the U.S. so many damn problems.
Good point.
Now you see why I wanted to get all involved in politics? Because I wanted to run some of these damn communists and bureaucrats the hell out of our country. At least out of our state, at the state level. Son of a bitches.
Flip it around. Yeah, there we go.
Well, we'll get this truck ready, just in case. Then we'll clean the other one with OxGuard. And we'll see what's up. Now, what do we got? We got everything.
Besides Oxguard? Yeah, now we have everything.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. We could have some kind of zombie apocalypse right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of cool, actually. I don't give a damn about them lights. I'll rip the chime out.
Well,
We got zilch power, not on them.
all I see are headlights on the highway. We got those lights.
Looks like it was a chime.
Do the chime again?
Yep. Well, at least we can do is give some lights.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like we have an answer to our problem now. And it looks like it's not that main plug causing the main source of the riffraff. That main plug has its own set of problems. And after that was greased and some OxGuard was put on it, and we got our electricity back on and all that, and we ran a generator and all that for a while. And we're going to do a video on generators next, because if this kind of thing is going to keep happening, we're just going to have to do a thing on how to repair your own generators and what to buy and keep on standby, like carburetors, needles, seats, things like that, and certain fittings, and changing the oil regularly and keeping up with the alternator on your generator, being able to maintenance your alternator by keeping it cool and keeping it prolonged. And we learned a lot of lessons from that, from watching other countries use Generacs and different types of portable generators. So we're gonna do that later. So we'll teach you how to order certain parts that you need to keep on standby, and that would be a good video next, or at some point. But for right now, we're back to the Econoline and the AdvanceTrac. Now here's what we did. Okay, so you can see our AdvanceTrac is still lit up. Come look at the lights over here. ABS, service now, RCS now. No push button action. Same problem. Here's what we discovered. We got smart. We did this a long time ago, where we jacked up each wheel, one wheel at a time, very slightly off the concrete. We already jacked the front up and tested each wheel. Slowly spun the wheel to see if it would stop. We really got no results that were certain. And this thing's still going off, by the way. The alarm is just giving us a break again. So, here's what happens when I put it in neutral, or let's just say drive, right? There it is, it's off. The RCS or whatever went off, right? So let's put it in park, see if the RCS stays off. Yep, foot's off the brake. No problem. Now, go around and show them the rear driver side pulling, passenger side pulling wheel.
Gotcha.
It's off the ground.
Yeah. Rear passenger side tire off the ground.
Yeah, ever so slightly, not enough to throw the yaw box off, right?
Right.
Alright, that's like the yaw box when you skid and go out of control and it tries to do some stabilization with traction
And
control.
you look like that sticker up there.
What, this right here?
Yeah. When you look like that up
yeah,
there.
you don't want to look like that, right? You know.
Right.
Alright, so let's see, put it in drive and let it spin just a little.
Oh,
what
there
do
it
we
is.
got? Okay, so that tire spun like a part rotation. That was that rear tire. Now I'm going to put it in park. All right, let's put it in neutral, right? Neutral, running. Give me this. Go spin that tire just a little bit. Just a little bit, like in small increments. All right, stop.
Just the slightest motion of the tire, pushing it forward.
How much did you went forward just a little?
Yeah, like.
All right, go back just to make sure because we've been fendangling with this thing for too long.
Gotcha.
Let's just, look, go back, go forward, go back, go forward, stay in the same spot.
Gotcha.
Well, what do you know? That seems to be our culprit wheel, right? Our problem. That's our problem wheel. All right, stop.
I would say possibly that side rear ABS sensor.
Let's see if it's dirty. Let's see if it has trash on the end of it. I'm curious.
Let's see.
You go underneath the other side, shine the light at it.
Good.
So where's the sensor? From this side or that side?
It's on your side.
All right. Well, I don't want you to film my face, so you're gonna have to go across the way over there.
Gotcha.
Watch out for dog shit lane. All right. So what do we got here?
Sensor's right there.
Oh, we locked up. We put it in park, right?
Yeah, it's probably good.
All right. So we got our high-speed rotors on here.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Right up there, you see it?
And it's good. It smells like dog shit over here. That means that we rolled in dog mess. That's great. It's always nice to work around dog shit. I like it. So we can get this shit clean here. This the wire right here, the sensor?
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's a wire.
Looks like it comes off on the outside, which is good.
Well,
The front ones come up on the hub on the inside, which is horrible.
I don't know. They might not. It might not come off on the outside. I can't even tell what the hell that is.
It is a bolt.
It's a nut. For the first time in my life, carburetor cleaner smells better than dog shit. Let's see here. Dude, this is rear end grease because it's not cutting it. Look at it, it's just running off.
Rear end
This
grease,
carb and intake choke cleaner is crap. We need a brake parts cleaner. This doesn't cut anything. Alright, so we got to get this clean. Nevertheless, let's see if we can scrape some of this off. We have a rag somewhere. Let's pause that and get a rag.
Yeah. Alright, rag.
Alright. I don't even know why I'm using this. I might as well be spraying water on it because it don't cut any grease. Alright, let's see. What we got here? Alright, this is a bolt. Looks like this bolt goes to a sensor. Wire is attached to the sensor. It's got a jacket on the wire. shit. What a piece of crap. Let's see. Alright, here we go. Looks like 10 millimeter.
That's what it looks like.
Looks like 10 millimeter?
Sure.
Alright, so let me try to get the trash away from here so it doesn't fall in there and goo up the whole thing. Here, shine your light.
Well, if anything, let this video be a lesson to anybody who has to go after this system.
Yeah, check all four wheels, jack them all up one at a time, and slowly rotate the tire and see if it shuts this thing up.
Yeah, but not only that, but the electrical portion under the hood, too.
That plug needs to be checked on every Econoline.
It does.
Even the Class C motor, all of them. Anything that uses this E-Series body style. The pickups, you know, you probably got your own set of problems, but let's pause this and get a 10 mil. Let's see what we're looking at.
Gotcha.
Alright, looks like it is 10 mil.
But yeah, I mean,
It's on there.
This threw us for one hell of a loop. This whole system.
That's alright.
First, we solved the problem back in the day by getting that front plug. Now, it's the back sensor that's the problem.
Well, hold on now. Let's confirm that.
Yeah, true.
Because this is a menagerie of electrical bullshit, okay? This RS crap, this roll control crap. I personally like an Econoline with nothing on it. No roll control, no anti-locks, no nothing. But, you know, finding the fittings to take out your anti-lock box is a pain in the butt, and then getting a computer program to shut that down is a pain in the butt. So you just, you know, plus the wife or the daughter or somebody might want to drive it, and you know, you might be driving in the snow or something like that, and you not know, you know, it might help them drive. You know, an experienced driver would be okay with what I suggested, but now it's time to get us a flathead.
Gotcha. Alright. Big flathead.
Okay. We just want to take this sensor out. We don't want to break it. What the hell was that?
I don't know. Is that a spacer?
Yeah, it's a spacer. How about that shit, huh?
Interesting.
Yeah, huh? How about that? I hope this comes off this way and you don't have to take the wheel off to get it off. That would suck, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
It's flexing, but it ain't doing nothing. You think maybe I need to turn it a little bit?
Good try. Huh.
Okay, it did turn a little bit. It feels like it might have an O-ring set up deal. Where it kind of O-rings in. Then you got all this crap around it. Let's see if I can pull it. Alright, it's coming out. It's got a lot of trash on it. Shit. That's binded itself upward. And I can't see. Alright, got it down a little. Alright, come on out. Alright, now we got it out. There it is. Now what the heck is going on with this thing? I'll tell you what, it's one dirty sucker, that's for sure, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Jeez. And what about this piece where the wire connects? It looks like it's intact, right?
It does.
There was some shit over the edge of it there. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this, just a magnet?
Maybe.
A pickup?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Alright, here's the passenger side rear. I guess this is the ABS sensor for the AdvanceTrac for the rear, and this is the passenger side. We're going to ohm it out and see what we got. Looks like we got a little grease on the contacts. Now this plug plugs on top of the rear end housing. There's a bracket for it, so it plugs in right behind that, into that plug that sits up there. So this is it disconnected, and then here's the other end right here, which is obviously not touching anything. So I want to check the ohm values and compare it to the driver side and see if we have a big difference, to see if maybe we have a weak sensor or something wrong there. If I can get this in here to do it, I'll get it in there. I should be using something with a better probe than this, but okay. One side. Shit.
I got this held good.
Thanks, buddy. But I can't read the value.
Camera can.
Okay, well, let the camera do it. Okay, we're on it. What you got?
1,055, 1,044, 1,042, 1,046. No connection.
Okay. Is that normal? What do you got in the hole here?
In the hole, we have a ring here.
Oh, ring gear. You mean
Or
teeth on
yeah,
teeth on the rotor.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
You're neutral? Yeah, go ahead.
Spin the wheel.
Looking pretty normal so far.
Any dirty teeth?
No, they're actually looking pretty good.
They're shiny?
Yep.
Okay.
Shiny enough to where I could see it.
Alright. Look like they have a rust film on them?
No.
No?
They're silver colored.
Okay. Alright. Well, if that's the case, then what we got for ohms there? 1,000 some change?
1,044, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take this look. Put this sensor back in. Let me see, the head of it looks pretty clean, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, they did get cleaned off good.
It looks like a little spot there. Alright. Let's put this grommet back in place and put this sensor back and keep the dirt off of it. Put it back in the hole, and we will try to adjust it and get this grommet lined up. I'm sorry, this metal keeper, this washer back behind it. Put the bolt, get it started. We will push it back in there, just like that, and tighten this 10 mil back up, and we will test the ohmage with it on there, see if there's a difference.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
this is going to be a task, trying to spin the wheel and test it at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Then we'll compare it to the other side. How's that?
Yeah. That would be good, because if you got a different reading, obviously there's a problem.
Obviously.
And if that's the one that's gotten most response
Actually,
problem-wise,
this is the only one that responds every time.
then we'll know if it's a different ohm reading than the driver's side, then I guess that means, hey, this is the wrong one.
Right. Self-explanatory. Now, however, there could be a problem with ground issues and stuff like that on the main system that's delivering giving this a weak reception, meaning not really being able to read this as much as the rest of them, because this is the longest line or longest run. That could also be an issue.
Alright, this is ready. 2 leads.
I love doing this at 4 a.m. Let's see. What you got?
Contact?
Yeah, I'm contacted. What you got?
1,111.
Okay, hold it. Shit. I gotta spin the wheel, so I gotta do this with one hand. Oh, am I connected? Check. Nope.
No.
Alright. Alright. Check now.
1,124.
Changing.
1175, 1153, 1815.
Did it go to 15?
Yeah, it did. 1086, 1090, 1110.
Maybe that's my connection.
1136, 1142, 12, 11.
Alright. We know what to expect from that, right?
Yes. Mild changes.
Okay.
It's not drastic. It's.
Alright, let's go to the other side. Where's the other side unplugged from?
I think it's right here.
Hold on, I gotta plug this back in. I need your light.
Got it.
You know, we really gotta find a better camera to film on than a stupid cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Let's do the Nikon like we do the Nikon like we filmed the other videos in.
Like the Dana?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so next one is right there.
Okay, so am I coming up underneath here?
Yes.
Now, I obviously can't spin this wheel because it's still sitting on the ground, right?
Right.
Is this the right one right here?
Yes. It loops down, comes back around, goes to a jacket, goes underneath.
This skinny little bastard right here?
Yeah, well, it goes into a jacket eventually.
It gets fatter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well then, we'll pull this shit off. There. How's that?
That's good. That looks kind of alright.
Here, get your own meter because I can't see it.
Alright. Good. Yeah, hold that for you.
You might have to. Alright. Alright, what we got?
1513.
Oh, shit.
Huh. Significantly more.
Significantly more. And I can't spin that wheel.
Reconnect.
Here. So what you're saying is the other one's got more of a short?
Yeah.
So it's got a lower ohm rating? What we got here now?
Nothing.
That sucks. Let's see.
There we go. 1512.
Is it possible that the other one is like sitting, that one's sitting crossing a metal ring on the other wheel?
I don't think so because we never had a reading close to that.
Yes, we did. We had a 15, remember?
We did?
So what is that, a 12 and then a jump? We can go back in the video and look.
Well, then if that's the case, then probably. We could always raise this side and check it.
I'd rather not. I'd rather just plug this back in, put this thing in drive and see if the ding-dong quit. Right?
True, huh?
After cleaning this sensor. And if not, then what are our options? Replacing the driver's side sensor?
Passenger, you mean?
Passenger sensor?
Probably, yeah.
Well, that's going to be a bitch. I don't want to have to do that. Let's just see if cleaning it made a difference. I mean, is it possible that our rotors are giving us problems? They got a film or something on
Well,
them?
I mean, look at that. Look at that grease film.
What?
Yeah, of course. Look at that grease film.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's just regular seal seepage.
But you also got metallic fleck mixed up in there.
True.
And that will throw something for a loop.
From Barron, you mean?
Yeah. Old bearings. Or just road grown. Right?
Well, it'd be bearings and then rear end metallic fluid because, alright, right? So your rear end gear fluid.
Oh, yeah. The metal shavings will
Your metal
make their way.
shavings, right? So they leak out to your seals and then that's what cakes all that shit up right there.
Yeah.
But the most important part is that your rim is not coated in oil on the inside of your rim. If it is, then you have a seal leak or seepage. And our rims, check it out, are they coated in oil?
Nope.
They don't have a spun of caked oil?
No, they don't.
All right, how about this one?
Pretty dry. That one?
Nope.
No.
It would have a nice big thick wet
Oh,
ring.
yeah, no. It's
It
going
would
to
look like that. No?
Brake dust, that's it.
Okay, so if maybe there is some metallic shit, you know, that was on the head of that one. I don't know, and that was the problem. You know, and it could have just been our dumbass luck that the last time we took a ride, it had it. You know, maybe it could have mixed with the moisture in the air and caused that much of a sensitivity. You know, I'm coming up with all these bullshit theories, but we don't know.
Yeah, let's get to testing.
All right, hold on, man. Alright, so here's what's strange. You can see that the vehicle is running at what? 7, 8, 9 miles an hour? Brake on. I get that crap. I let off. As it starts to spin up, it goes away. Do we have a sensor that's going bad?
That is weird.
As
Those teeth were looking good when you were spinning it.
Well, I have to look back at the video and check. But it didn't do this before. It just went off the entire time.
That is true.
So this is after cleaning it and putting it back on. We don't have this problem right now. While it's rolling, does that mean if I go faster it'll go off? Or is that because one wheel is spinning, or because it's in the air it's sending things out of place it shouldn't be? Let's try park. Let's try drive. Okay, that means the wheel spun. Back to park. Wheel spun a little bit. Neutral. Foot off brake. Okay, so the sensor's in the right spot not to go off.
Yes. There is something else we could do. You can get it to go off, and then we can go and test the ohm meter underneath the truck while it's going off. See if... Nah, I guess you can't. Well, yeah, you can unplug it and see what kind of ohm value it's given. Right?
I could test the system itself, but it's just going to go off like crazy if I unplug it.
Oh, I know, but the point is, make it go off, then unplug it and see what ohm it's given. Then make it not go off, then test the ohms there, and see if the ohm reading is technically any different. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, but we are getting less ohms. We're getting 10 something, 11 something, 1055, 11 whatever. And then on the other side, we're getting 15 something.
Installed, right.
Installed. So maybe we need to remove the other one and see if we're getting around 10 something cleaned.
Right.
1055, 11, 1055.
True, huh?
Right, and see if that ohmage difference is a serious problem, because it could be. This thing could be acting more of a dead short and causing these values to have a problem.
True.
Okay, so then we'll technically have information that normally you'd have to go hunt for the values of what these sensors need to be.
Yes.
Right?
True.
We would have technical data that would be able to log ourselves in our own Ford manual. Right? Alright, let's drop this vehicle.
Okay, so testing out that. And we are at nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. Open connection.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's just open. No connection.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Alright, look, my wires are in there good. Go ahead, try it again. Look at it. Show me the meter.
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing at all. No response.
Let me check my meter. Nothing.
Nothing at all.
And I'm on both tips. What the hell? Okay. This thing is out and cleaned. On the driver's side, right?
Let's read nothing.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Here, shine it over here. Seriously? What's it look like in there? You see teeth?
Yep, the same as the other side.
Shit, man. Alright, let's see if it goes back to 15 when I do this, huh?
Yeah.
Here, shine a light.
If that's the case, then we do have a problem.
Well, if that's the case, if this thing goes back in and it reads 15 again, and the other one reads 10 out, we got a problem, right?
That's definitely a problem. That is a misreading.
Misreading?
That's throwing wrong values to the computer.
What is it saying? That one wheel is spinning faster than the other and it's sitting still?
Yeah, one wheel's spinning while the other isn't. Something like that.
How does this happen? Like, how do we just decide to go outside and film a video with a vehicle that's working perfectly fine and you screw with it for a second, and all of a sudden it isn't working fine?
Well, huh.
And it's not actually, you're not actually testing the computer side, you're testing the sensor side. Did I just happen to catch the sensor at the right time going out?
Maybe.
Well, then this makes a good YouTube video then, right?
It's a great YouTube video. This was not planned, folks.
Yeah, right.
In fact, actually, the plan part was us describing how we solved the problem, and it just proved us a partial liar, even though we're not lying. It really was the problem.
So it's kind of good because this is impromptu, and we don't have this preconceived, made-up bullshit YouTube channel where we go and we like stage shit to happen, and it looks like, you know, we've got it all under control.
I found something in a barn for the 1,000th time. I mean, just so happens that there are lots of cars in barns.
No, I'm not talking about those guys. They're pretty cool.
They are.
I'm talking about the other guys that stage shit, you know. They got everything all set up, and they're not like shade tree guys like we are, you know, just, you know.
Like, we don't have the fancy computer gizmos, and for that matter, I think 99.9% of the population doesn't have Ford's special AdvanceTrac tool anyway. So, yeah.
Well, some YouTube videos make a lot of money showing off their good tools and gizmos. I mean, you're bored and you're sitting there watching that shit all day. It's pretty cool. And then they could make the money, I guess, after a couple of million views, billion views, whatever it is. They could make the money to pay that. I don't even think it gets close to paying that off, man. I can't. My YouTube channel's been up for the longest time. I haven't even made $10 yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you really got to clickbait some people, you know, for that shit.
Why do you think they clickbait?
I don't know.
They need to pay the bills.
Yeah, but, man, you could only make so much money off people without actually getting your ass up and working, you know?
True.
But I guess the lazier people get, the more money gets made off of, like, watching shit online. We just saw a video the other day somebody was making about how to make money off YouTube. And they were making money off YouTube, describing how to make money off YouTube.
Whoa.
Is that like back in my day when they wrote books on how to like get a government check?
How to write books.
No. And back in my day it was how to get like a government grant.
Like writing a book, how to read.
How to scam the government, like how to like that money comes from somewhere, like where does it come from? Oh, yeah, right. Our tax dollars. That's pretty funny.
Now for the moment of truth. Let's see what kind of values we get here.
Unless they keep printing money, then I guess it's not our tax dollars. It's breaks us forever. If they keep printing money, we're screwed.
I have to forgive my contortionist camera view here.
Well, what are you, upside down?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Nobody wants to read that shit. Let's see.
Oh, no, not upside down on the meter.
Look, dude, I can't. You gotta hold steady.
Try that.
Just stay still. Go ahead, read. What you got?
We've got nothing.
What the fuck? Shine it back here. You mean you got nothing? Good. How do you have nothing? Good.
Nothing.
Nothing. Tell me if it even jumps.
Not a bit.
Nothing.
Nothing.
So I'm confused. Shine a light back here again. Am I not hitting these wires correctly?
You are. Hold on 1 second.